Hello, story lovers, and welcome back to our channel. Today, we're diving into a tale that reaches for the very clouds in the sky. It is the story of a brave young boy who turned a handful of beans into an adventure of a lifetime. Let's get cozy and journey into the world of The Boy Who Climbed the Sky. Once upon a time, nestled at the edge of a great green forest, was a cozy little cottage. In this cottage lived a kind-hearted boy named Jack and his mother. Jack was always dreaming of adventure, but their life was filled with worries. They were very poor, and making ends meet was a daily struggle. Their most prized possession was their gentle cow, Milky White, whose milk had kept them from going hungry many times. One morning, with a heavy heart, Jack's mother told him they had no choice. "Jack," she said, her voice filled with sadness, "you must take Milky White to the market. We need the money to buy food." Jack was heartbroken to part with their dear friend. He knew he had to help his mother. So, he set off on the dusty road to town, leading Milky White behind him. Along the way, a peculiar old man with a twinkle in his eye stopped him. "That's a fine cow you have there, young man," he said. "But I have something far more valuable to offer you in trade." He opened his hand to reveal 5 colorful, shimmering beans. "These are magic beans," the old man whispered. "Plant them, and they'll grow to the very sky." Jack, filled with wonder and a thirst for adventure, forgot all about the money. The idea of magic was too exciting to resist. He traded Milky White for the beans without a second thought. He raced home, bursting with excitement. "Mother, look," he cried, holding out the beans. "They're magic." But his mother's face fell. She wasn't happy. She was furious. "Magic beans, Jack? We needed food, not fairy tales," she exclaimed, her voice trembling with disappointment. She snatched the beans and threw them out the window into the garden. Heartbroken and feeling foolish, Jack went to bed that night with an empty stomach and a heavy heart. But as Jack slept, something truly magical was happening outside. The beans took root and a gigantic green beanstalk erupted from the earth. It grew and grew, twisting and climbing higher and higher, piercing through the clouds until it disappeared from sight. When Jack woke up the next morning and saw the colossal plant outside his window, his eyes widened in astonishment. The old man was right. Without a moment's hesitation, Jack's adventurous spirit took over. He opened his window, grabbed onto a thick leaf, and began to climb. Up and up he went, past the birds and into the fluffy white clouds. The world below grew smaller and smaller. When he finally pulled himself over the top, he found himself in a land unlike any he'd ever seen. Before him stood a massive, imposing castle, its towers scraping the roof of the sky. Driven by curiosity, Jack crept quietly towards the giant doors and slipped inside. Inside, the furniture was colossal. A table as big as a field, a chair as tall as a house. And there, snoring loudly in that giant chair, was a fearsome giant. The floor around him was littered with bags of gold coins and sparkling treasures. A golden harp that played by itself, and a goose that laid golden eggs sat nearby. Thinking of his mother and their empty pantry, a brave idea formed in Jack's mind. He decided to take some of the treasure to end their struggles for good. He tiptoed across the vast floor, his heart pounding in his chest. He grabbed a heavy bag of gold and was about to snatch the golden goose when the giant began to stir. "VFIFOFUM," the giant roared, his voice like thunder as his eyes snapped open. He spotted tiny Jack. With a terrifying bellow, the giant jumped to his feet and began to chase him. Jack scrambled, the bag of gold clutched tightly, and ran for his life. He scrambled back to the beanstalk and slid down as fast as he could, the giant's heavy footsteps shaking the stalk behind him. When his feet touched the ground, Jack didn't stop. "Mother, bring the axe," he yelled. He grabbed the axe and with all his might, he began to chop at the base of the enormous beanstalk. Chop, chop, chop. With one final swing, the stalk cracked and groaned. The mighty beanstalk, with the giant still clinging to it, came crashing down to the earth with a tremendous thud. And that was the end of the giant. With the treasure they had, Jack and his mother were never poor again. Their lives were transformed, filled with comfort and joy instead of worry. The story of the boy who climbed the sky became a legend. When children gazed up at the stars, they would whisper the tale of brave Jack, who traded his cow for an adventure and brought back a fortune for his family. And so, the story of Jack and the beanstalk lives on, a timeless reminder that even from the smallest beginnings, great courage and a little bit of magic can lead to the most incredible adventures. Thank you for joining us on this amazing journey up the beanstalk. If you love this story, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and ring the bell so you won't miss our next adventure. Until next time, keep dreaming big.